just like that, we back with another one, man. House of Underdog Talk, back live from the office, man. It's like 2 in the morning. We live with it, you know. We gonna get straight to it, man. We ain't wasting nobody time, bro. Playoffs are set, man. Miami beat Atlanta. Shout out Davion Mitchell, man. Big ass game. Great defense, some good offensive shots, a clutch offensive rebound, which led to him making a shot. Shout out Tyler Hero. Memphis beat Dallas. So, this episode is, we know who's playing who. But this episode is talking about the X Factor. Who is the X Factor for each team in each series? Starting in the Eastern Conference. We're going to go Cleveland versus Miami. Me personally, I think for Cleveland, I think of Ty Jerome. I think of Ty Jerome or DeAndre Hunter is definitely the X Factor in that series. For Miami, I think is Wiggs. It's Wiggs for sure. How consistent can he be? Things like that. Moving on. Indiana versus Milwaukee. I think for Indiana, I want to say Ben, but I'm going to say Miles Turner. They need a big series for him. For the Bucks, it's Kuzma. It's Kuz control for sure. I just think Dame time being out a couple games, can Kuz, find that playoff rhythm, and be that second guy while Dame time is out. Hopefully when he comes back, he can just continue to stand that role that he's on. Moving on, New York versus Detroit. Starting with the Knicks. I think the X Factor is OG. If OG can be more aggressive like he was when Jalen Brunson was out with his injury, like he put New York at a different level. Because to me, they're not that deep as far as depth. So OG is definitely the X Factor. For Detroit, it's definitely the Thompson twin, for sure. Can he be that second guy? Because we don't know exactly who's going to be that. Well, I don't know who's going to be that second guy for Detroit. So I think Thompson is definitely the X Factor in that series. Can he just be the second best player? You know what I mean? Scoring might not be his thing every night, but can he be the second best player for that Detroit team? Moving on, Boston versus the Magic. Starting with Boston, I think the X Factor is Derek White. No Jalen Suggs. Attention gonna be on Tatum, Brown. Porzingis first. So if Derek White can be that X Factor, get him a consistent 16 plus. The rebounds and assists gonna be solid. So I think he can be an X Factor for sure. For Orlando, I think it's gonna be one of their role players, like a Cole Anthony, like an Anthony Black, and I don't know how their minute thing is gonna play out, but I'm actually gonna say France. I know he's the number 2 option, but I'm gonna say France for sure. He's the X Factor in this series. Can he be that second guy on a consistent basis, especially with Orlando being hurt, can he really be that second guy when, more attention is detailed on him in that scouting report for a whole series? So, moving on to the West, you got OKC versus Memphis. I think the X factor for OKC is Jalen Williams for sure. Just, you know, can he be that second guy for OKC? Because we know who their primary is. And if OKC want to make a deep run, I think Jalen Williams definitely has to be that second guy. For Memphis, the X factor would be JJJ to me. Can you stay out of foul trouble? And if so, can you stay consistent? Because you definitely had a good year scoring the ball. So can he stay consistent with the 20 plus? Can he get more active on the boards? And being able to switch on Shea and guard a Chet, guard a Jalen Williams. So he's definitely the X factor. I expect him to show his full versatility, this series for sure. Moving on to the next series, you got Denver versus the Clippers, man. I think it's going to be a good series. Starting with Denver, I think the X factor is definitely Michael Porter Jr. More so on the defensive end for me. Being 6'10", just trying to see consistently throughout this series, will he be able to, guard a Kawhi? Will he be able to guard a Harden? Can you put him on a Norman Powell and he consistently hold it down? So I think the offense will come for him playing alongside Jokic and Murray. Can it be a consistent, a consistent 18 plus, So I think he's definitely the X factor. For the Clippers, it's definitely Norman Powell. But I must take that back. X factor for me is Zubac. Can he be able to guard Yoke? Can he still keep this good season that he had in the regular season into the playoffs? So we're gonna see. I think Zubac is definitely the X factor. If he can still get you that double consistently, if he can get you a 20-20 game in this series, that'll be major. So looking forward to see that for sure. Moving on, you got Lakers versus Minnesota. X factor for the Lakers is Austin Reeves. It's been one of the best third options in the league. But this Minnesota team matches up very well with the Lakers. So looking forward to seeing a great defender like a McDaniels on them at times, an Ant on them at times, a Nickeil Alexander, DiVincenzo, these type of guys. And see, I fuck with AR, so. But just saying, because he's the clear third option over there. And I think for Minnesota, the X factor is, I think it's Julius Randle for sure, Big Drew. Because LA can match up with Big Drew very well. So, I don't know. We're just going to see. Can Big Drew be the player who's making the right reads? Because to me, his ceiling is triple-double, flirting with triple-double talk, So, we're going to see, Moving on, though, got Houston versus Golden State. I think the X factor for Houston is, I'm going to be honest, is Jalen Green because it's his first playoff series. So, we all know Jalen Green is a bucket, you know what I'm saying? So we just got to see, will he be able to hold up defensively throughout a whole series? Will Golden State look to attack that? Houston is a deep team, and there's been times when Jalen Green did not close the game because of defensive purposes. So just saying, will he be able to, again, this is his first playoff stint, so will he be able to find that offensive rhythm, because Jalen Green is a bucket. He's a player who gets hot, he gets hot, and that heater continues for games. You feel me? So just looking forward to see that, honestly, for sure. For Golden State, the X factor is can't can't say Kaminga, but shit, because I don't, you know what I mean. Kerr didn't play him the last 2 games, so you know, I would say the X factor for them would be Pods. You know, can he be consistent at the intangibles? You know, when that shot is not falling, can he still give you 5+ rebounds a game? You know, 5+ assists a game. You know, being able to guard Jay Green at times, being able to guard Van Vliet, you know, being able to guard some threes and a Dylan Brooks, or you know what I'm saying. So, but being able to, you know, because in the second half of the season he got in a role, he got in a rhythm. So he's definitely the X factor for me in that series. It's gonna be a great playoff run, man. Hope everybody stay healthy. Shit gonna be one of them ones, man. Gonna see some greatness in this, for sure. We just vibing with it, man. You know what I'm saying? How's the underdog talk? Back with another one, man. Stay tuned with the boy, though. You know, we got some more shit on the way. You know what I mean? I'm just really getting my feet wet with it, bro. I ain't even knee deep in it yet, you feel me? So, stay tuned, man. It's gonna be a journey for sure.